Good morning, greetings, friends, and welcome to The Bright Side, your nutritional program dedicated to the understanding of the vast world of nutrition and nutritional supplementation. I'm your host, Pharmacist Ben, nutritional pharmacist from Boulder, Colorado. I use nutritional supplements where other healthcare practitioners use toxic pharmaceutical drugs and sometimes deadly medical procedures. If you suspect that there are natural nutritional roads to your health and vitality and well-being, and to addressing your health challenges, whatever they may be, but you don't know where to begin, you have come to the right place. As you listen to The Bright Side every day, you are more and more in control of your body, you are more and more knowledgeable, and you know you can overcome any health challenge. That is why we are here every day on The Bright Side, helping clear up the sometimes confusing world of nutrition and nutritional supplementation. Over the last 33 years of practicing pharmacy, I've seen drug-free recoveries from diabetes, hypertension, obesity, skin diseases like acne, psoriasis, eczema, rosacea, digestive ailments, autoimmune issues of all kinds. Recoveries that by the standards of modern medicine can only be called a miracle, but what is in the world of the body, what is in the world of biology, standard operating procedure. Because the human biological system is a healing system, it's a regenerating system, it is designed divinely to heal and renew itself on a moment-to-moment basis, and while some folks may call that a miracle, it really is just the way the body works. If you have questions about health, nutrition, prescription drugs, if you want to wean yourself off your meds and get on a good nutritional supplement program, we want to hear from you. 844-236-6010 is our number on The Bright Side, 844-236-6010. If you have a comment or success story you'd like to share, if you just want to contribute to the conversation, 844-236-6010. We love hearing from you. If you want to purchase longevity products, call 866-735-2470 or go to brightsideben.com, pharmacistben.com, or criticalhealthnews.com. Check out our blog posts, our news stories, videos, lots of good health information, free health information, and our moment of truths are up on criticalhealthnews.com. I do a moment of truth every day. Try to do them I've done them every day. I'm going to try to keep doing them every day. Today we talked about heart coherence. Really interesting and very underappreciated subject. Heart coherence is a concept that was developed by the folks at the Heart Math Institute in California, I believe, and they study the relationship between the heart and the nervous system. Coherence is the relationship between the heart and the nervous system, just highlights all of these mechanisms underneath the surface that control how well our lives are going, how well our bodies work, how healthy or not healthy we are. We're going to talk about that here as it regards to skin here in a little bit. Anyway, we got our moment of truth up at criticalhealthnews.com, as well as videos and blog posts and news stories, criticalhealthnews.com, and then also brightsideben.com and pharmacistben.com for all the longevity products. And then if you want to purchase Truth Skin Health products, go to truthtreatments.com, truthtreatments.com. Never any preservatives, fragrances, fillers, everything your skin needs and nothing it doesn't in any of our Truth Skin Health products. Truthtreatments.com, truthtreatments.com. And speaking of the skin, my favorite organ, we've been talking about the skin now for a couple of months. The organ I know the most, the organ I know the best. I've been studying the human body now for 30 plus years, but really with featuring the skin or paying most of my attention on the skin. That's where I make most of my livings, from understanding the skin. And there's just so much baloney out there about how to take care of the skin, and it seems like it's getting worse. I was talking to a gal about 6 months ago. She was a longevity rep. She called me up. She says, how do I get rid of Demodex mites? And immediately, the hair went up on the back of my neck, because Demodex mites is this idea, mites, little parasites that live on people's skin. Actually, they're not parasites. They're part of the natural flora of the skin. That is, they're part of the natural livingness of the skin. I don't think they're bacteria, but there's bacteria in the skin. There's fungus on the skin. There's mites on the skin. The skin is an ecosystem. Think about that for a second. The skin is like a jungle. If you could zoom in, if you could shrink yourself down small enough, you would see literally the skin crawling with life. Literally crawling with life. No, it doesn't. It's not a very attractive thought, actually. It's kind of creepy, but nonetheless, that's the way it is. There's a really cool book called The Universe Within Us that talks all about the creepy crawlies in our body and on our body. Isn't that amazing? In our body and on our body, we have an ecosystem of creepy crawlers, bacteria, mites, parasites, fungus, all kinds of things. Anyway, there's Demodex. There's a type of mite, a little creature called a little mite called a Demodex. Mite is like a little single, very, very tiny, maybe, I don't even really know what a mite is actually, but it's a living creature of some kind. And when they zoom them up large, they look really scary. They look like insects, basically, but they're microscopically small. You obviously can't see your Demodex mites. But these mites, which are basically, I don't even think they're really mites. Real mites are like a spider. I don't think these are really mites. In any case, they're associated with rosacea. Turns out that when you have rosacea, the mites proliferate. And some knucklehead out there started the rumor or started this idea that mites cause rosacea. So this gal wanted to know how to get rid of the mites. I sent her a note back. I said, mites do not cause rosacea. And if you're an esthetician out there listening, I know we got a lot of skincare people listening to this program, mites don't cause rosacea. That is stupidity. I shouldn't be that harsh. That is not scientific. We'll put it that way. Rosacea is caused by an immune reaction that leads to blood vessels opening up, which causes redness. That redness, by the way, induces heat. Mites proliferate under that condition of heat when your skin gets hot and flushed. That's probably why they notice that mites proliferate. But people have mites and don't have rosacea. It's just craziness. And this is only to highlight the idea that there's these nutty things out there that seem scientific. They make it to the internet. People read it. And then you have people who don't really understand how the body works or how the skin works promoting skincare products and promoting ideas. And that's why the skincare world is saturated with misinformation. Now, pretty much all health is the way we handle our bodies is very misunderstood, and there's all kinds of misinformation in general about how we handle our bodies. But because we're so obsessed with skin, and I would say that we're more obsessed with the skin as an organ than any other organ of the body, unless we're sick. Nobody thinks about their heart unless they're sick, but we're thinking about our skin every day. Most people think about their skin every single day of their life. You don't think about your pancreas every single day of your life, unless you got a pancreatic issue, and then you do. So something about the skin that makes us obsess, and this is why misinformation about the skin is so darn harmful. People buying products, using products, sunscreens, classic example. Anybody who understands even a tiny bit of organic chemistry knows that sunscreens, by their very nature, their chemical structure, are going to be toxic. That's just how they are. That's how they're built. They're built for toxicity based on their organic chemistry, based on their structure. If you're an organic chemist, you know that sunscreens are going to be toxic. So when you go around and talk to skin consumers about sunscreens being toxic, it sounds like you're crazy. Because we just don't have an understanding of science, but we're trying to apply it. So we end up trusting people and people we shouldn't trust. And so that's why, to me, clarifying information about the skin is so darn important. The skin is the end result of what's happening on the inside, 99.9% of the time. Occasionally you'll get contact issues. Contact dermatitis, to maybe gluten, concrete can do it, latex can do it for some people. But even then, there's probably an instability in the immune system that's underneath. It all comes down to the immune system. The immune system is the defensive system. Everything always comes down to this idea of the immune system, the defensive system, protection. Dis-ease is protection. No matter where it shows up, it's protection. We're in protective posture, protective mode. Your body can be put into protective mode by malnutrition. That's true. That's why supplements and eating correctly are so important. Your body can be put in protective mode by toxicity. That's why correcting gut issues and changing the way you eat is so important. But there's lots of things that can put the body into protective mode. Psychological issues put the body into protective mode. Poor thinking put the body into protective mode. Living in fear puts the body in protective mode. Living in fear will ultimately, via this protective mode immune system link, living in fear is going to affect your skin. It's going to make your skin more predisposed to inflammation. It's going to make your skin more predisposed to an immune response. Living in fear. There's no pill for living in fear. There's no supplement that can help you if you're living in fear. You got to address fear. And this is so important if we're going to take health seriously. How we perceive the world plays a major role in how our body shows up. And I know we got a nutrition show here, but really this is about the health of the body. If we really care about the health of the body, we've got to address the health on all the levels, especially the most fundamental levels, which are the psychological, spiritual, mental, and emotional levels. Those are the fundamental levels. All right, I'm Pharmacist Ben. 844-236-6010 is our number. You're listening to The Bright Side. We'll be back after this. back on the bright side. I am Pharmacist Ben. 844-236-6010 is our number. You're listening to the bright side. We're on the air Monday through Friday, 8 to 9 Pacific, at 10 to 11 Central Time, 24/7 on the archive page at brightsideben.com. Longevity products can be had at brightsideben.com. You can also sign up to join the Brightside Ben team at brightsideben.com, criticalhealthnews.com, and pharmacistben.com. Check out our news stories and blog posts and videos as well. And then when you, if you're interested in checking out our true skin health products, if you're interested in high-end skincare products, if you're interested in the skin, if you're tired of skin health products that don't work, if you're tired of having to rub preservatives on your skin every time you use a skin health product, check out our Truth Treatments at truthtreatments.com. They're all formulated originally in my compounding pharmacy for wound healing. Wound healing is beauty. Should come as no surprise that when you heal the skin, you beautify it. Healing the skin is about up-regulation, my favorite word in biochemistry, up-regulation. When you up-regulate fibroblasts, those are the cells that make the collagen. When you up-regulate keratinocytes, your skin cells, you get a better barrier. When you up-regulate the fibroblasts, you get more moisture fat, you get a softer skin, more high hyaluronic acid. And just up-regulating changes everything beneficially. Up-regulation is a factor of vitamin C. It's a function of vitamin C. It's a function of retinol, vitamin A. It's a function of minerals, topically. Of course, internally, it's a function of essential fatty acids. It's a function of zinc. It's a function of protein and amino acids. It's a function of polysaccharides. There's all kinds of ways to take care of your skin, and very few of us leverage these built-in mechanisms that allow us to have, that will allow us, if we do take advantage of them, to have beautiful skin. Anyway, 844-236-6010 is our number. I got a Facebook today from a new listener. Hopefully she's listening, Betty. And this is really interesting, and the reason I think it's interesting is because it's a classic example of how we go wrong when we try to take care of our body. So she says, I'm new to your podcast and loving it. I've suffered with sinus nasal issues for going on 30 years. That's a long time to have nasal issues, okay? 30 years. Nobody corrected it in 30 years. The immune system has a major headquarters in the sinus cavities. No surprise. That's where all kinds of stuff comes in. When you have a nasal issues and sinus issues, you got a defensive response. I have total loss of taste and smell. Okay, no surprise. After 30 years, you smell through your nose. You taste through your nose. You plug up your nose and see how food tastes. She has total loss of taste and smell. It's called anosmia. I've tried everything, every supplement, elimination diet, surgery, countless doses of prednisone. That works eventually, but eventually I revert. Why do you suppose it works? Because prednisone shuts down the immune system. I don't know what else to do. I take zinc, B complex, vitamin D, and high hyaluronic acid. I'm at my wit's end. Any suggestions? Now, I get these letters all the time. I get these Facebooks all the time. I get these texts all the time. And I can feel the frustration. You can feel the frustration coming out of this poor woman's, right through her words, right through her languaging. And I can understand. Nobody's corrected this thing. All it taken was a couple steps 30 years ago, a couple changes in behavior or lifestyle. She wouldn't have had a problem. But she's gone 30 years now. There's all kinds of inflammation going on. You're not going to cure it by taking zinc or B complex or vitamin D. But does that mean they're not important? It means it has nothing to do with that. Supplementation is important, whether or not it cures a disease magically, whether or not it reverses a disease magically. That's not the point of supplementing. You don't supplement to cure your disease. You supplement because your body needs the stuff to run. So I reply, hi, Betty, anosmia is associated with other health challenges. Nobody has just problems with taste. They got other health challenges. I say, I asked her if she's on any meds or she's got any problems, sleep issues, body weight, menopausal issues. I knew. I didn't have to ask her. Obviously, she's going to have problems. If she's got this stuff going on for 30 years, she's got problems. So she replies, I'm not overweight, but I have chronic asthma for 5 years. Hello? Can anybody say immune system out there? She's got chronic asthma. Nobody thought to connect this stuff. I'm not beating this lady up. She didn't know. And for the very first time, I'm having sleep issues. Hello? Cortisol, maybe? I had silicone breast implants ruptured in 2011. Okay. Immune system, maybe? Defensive response? Docs say it's allergies, inflammation. Well, of course it is. It's inflammation. It doesn't necessarily have to be allergies, but it's immunity. It's inflammations. So I say, are you on any meds? Advair, Lorazepam, sometimes Sudafed. I try anything in order to fix my anosmia, but nothing works but prednisone. Anyway, so then we got a whole thread going on here and people responding. One gal responds about vitamin D, which is well-meaning, but a little off the... She says vitamin D suppresses the immune system. Vitamin D does no such thing. Although this gal did send me an article about vitamin D suppressing the immune system. It doesn't suppress the immune system. It modulates the immune system. It controls the immune system, so it's not going too heavy and it's not too sensitive and it's not too weak. And then she has a whole bunch of stuff. This poor gal's talking about bacteria and she's talking about having herself tested from some kind of GI test that she has to have done. Now she's worried about insurance and she's worried about what kind of probiotics to take. Listen, I know it's frustrating. The first thing you do when you're dealing with a health challenge, the first thing you do is stop. Hit the reset button. Zero things out. Go back to baseline. Whatever you can do to stop. If you can stop thinking, stop thinking. If you can stop moving, stop moving. But the most important thing is you want to stop eating because that's the major point of attack when you have multiple health challenges. As far as the skin goes, the skin and the digestive system are two peas in a pod. Any skin problem you want to rectify, and you want to rectify quickly, stop. Stop eating, most importantly. But stop everything. Stop your behaviors. You're going to hit the reset button. Take a break. Fast. Lay in bed. Don't go to work. Just stop everything. If you have to go to work, but just don't do things that put a burden on the body. Don't put stressors on the body. Don't put stressors in the body, especially food. That's the major thing is food. So for this gal, if she's listening, Betty, if you're listening, stop everything. We want to see what is the body responding to. So what is the body responding to in such a defensive fashion? What's it freaking out about? Why is your body freaking out? That's really what it boils down to, folks. The body's freaking out, okay? Let's just keep it real. When you have any health issue, your body is freaking out. You can give it the fancy name dis-ease. It's out of ease, but it's more graphic, and it hits home harder if you say, okay, the body is freaking out. It's like a baby. Your baby's freaking out. What do? You close the window, you rock the baby, you love the baby. There's something in the environment of the baby that's bothering you, get it out of the baby's environment. Your body is like a baby. That's how we want to look at it. Our bodies are like a baby. When we're sick, our baby's freaking out. Sending love to the baby by eliminating toxicity is very important. And by the way, sending love to the baby just by thinking love. That's what my moment of truth was about today, about the heart-brain connection. When we send love, when we activate our heart, literally, not metaphorically, when you have loving feelings, you imagine your heart. You just picture the center of your chest. The thymus gland is your immune system gland, and it's intimately connected with the heart. The thymus is the gland that is representative of the heart, and the thymus is your is the gland that makes your antibodies. The thymus and autoimmunity go hand in hand. The thymus and immune problems go hand in hand. When you think thymus, think heart. There's a major relationship between how our emotions, between our emotions and how our body shows up, and the heart and the vagus nerve and the thymus and the immune system are all involved. All right, I'm Pharmacist Ben, 844-236-6010 is our number. Got lines open. We'll be back on the bright side right after this. Back on the bright side, Pharmacist Ben here, 844-236-6010 is our number, and all of our lines are open. If you'd like to chime in, if you have any, if you have questions or comments, success story, if you have a skin health problem you want help with, or if you have questions about the longevity products or our Truth Skin Health products, which are all available at truthtreatments.com, truthtreatments.com. From MedPage today, men, forget the zinc and folic acid to boost fertility. Folic acid and zinc supplements did not improve semen quality or birth rates among couples seeking infertility care, according to a randomized trial. So now they're going to tell you, don't worry about zinc. Forget the zinc. You don't need zinc. Forget the folic acid. This is one of the major... This is one of the most misleading strategies that the medical model uses to kind of get us off the nutritional supplement trail. Nutritional supplement is not going to change everything, but it can go a long way towards changing the way our bodies show up. It can go a long way towards improving fertility, zinc and folic acid, and nutritional supplements in general. However, If your body is spiking cortisol, if you're eating a lot of sugar, if you're under a lot of duress, if you have other health challenges, which most people do, you can't just take supplements and expect to change. You've got to take care of your life on all levels. The biggest reason why people can't have babies, and by the way, infertility is a huge issue. Close to 30% of couples are infertile. And it's not a supplement problem, although supplements are important. Co-author Lindsay Sejarda, MD, said that zinc and folic acid products marketed to improve male fertility had no clear benefit in the study. That's not the point. Zinc and folic acid are important because they help your body run. They help your cells work. Zinc is important for hundreds of different enzyme reactions. Without zinc, hundreds of different biochemical reactions are not going to be occurring as they should. Hundreds. You don't think that's going to affect your life? Especially the skin, by the way. The skin is a repository of zinc. When you cut yourself, zinc migrates to the cut to stimulate the production of collagen. Zinc is powerfully anti-aging, powerfully wound healing, powerfully DNA supporting. DNA cannot do its business without zinc. And if you're zinc deficient, DNA cannot do its business with maximum efficiency. Of course that's going to show up in health, and of course that's going to show up in the health of sperm. Whether or not people got results or benefits from a study that was done and reported in the Journal of the American Medical Association. Zinc, this is why biochemistry always trumps clinical chemistry. Biochemistry is the chemistry of how your biology works. Clinical chemistry is the chemistry of how your test scores are. It's about biology, not your test scores. Biochemistry is the pathways. If you know biochemistry, it's like I was saying earlier, if you know organic chemistry, you know sunscreens are going to be toxic no matter what clinical studies tell you. If you know biochemistry, you know zinc is going to be involved in the health of a sperm cell no matter what a clinical study tells you. That's why I don't pay attention to clinical studies. I want to know the biochemistry. I want to know the mechanism. I want to hear a mechanism. I'm not interested in knowing what somebody said or what somebody thought or what kind of results came from a survey or what some clinical study, what the results of some clinical study were. I want to hear a mechanism. I want to know the scientific way something's working. Zinc, the mechanism of zinc is it's involved in in activating the enzymes that are involved in DNA, in the replication of DNA and the strength of DNA. Folic acid likewise. So, don't pay attention to clinical studies. Use biochemical logic, and if you don't know biochemistry, find a biochemist who can help you. Hot peppers may be the spice of a long life and a healthy heart. Benefits are independent of the Mediterranean diet. Eating more chili peppers is linked to lower risk of dying, researchers found in the Mediterranean cohort study. Cayenne, which is the active ingredient in chili peppers, is awesome for your heart. Put cayenne in your veggie juices. Everybody should be doing veggie juices, by the way. Get yourself a Vitamix or a Ninja. I think they're like $100 now. You can get a Vitamix for a couple $100 now. Get a Vitamix or a Ninja and do celery juice every day. Do vegetable juices every day. Celery is my favorite, but cucumber, celery, tomato, if you do tomato. Not everybody can. Green pepper, if you could do those. Onions, not a lot, though. They'll rag on your stomach if you do too much. But a little slice of onion, a little slice of ginger, a little bit of garlic. And always put cayenne in there. It's amazing for your cardiovascular system. It's invigorating. People who ate chili peppers regularly had less mortality over a median 8.2 years compared to peers who did not eat them or only rarely did so. You know what else cayenne does? It's an appetite suppressant. It's satisfying. It will improve satiety if you put cayenne on your foods or in your veggie juices. This is also interesting. Yesterday, news came out that cancer deaths are dropping. You hear this? Cancer deaths are down to their lowest levels since they started recording these. U.S. cancer death rate sees largest ever single-year drop, according to a report. And that's great. Less people are dying of cancer. But what they don't tell you is what the quality of life is for those people who aren't dying of cancer. Yeah, they can keep you alive longer, but you're still deteriorating. Your body's still falling apart, and it's great that they can keep you alive longer. But what we want to be looking at is strengthening the body, making the body stronger and more resilient. So number one, it doesn't get cancer in the first place. And number two, if you do have cancer, your quality of life is not deteriorated. These cancer death rate news that you're going to be reading about here, this drop in the cancer death rate news that you're going to be reading about in the next few days, or maybe even the next month, 2.2%, by the way, from 2016 to 2017, it dropped. It doesn't tell you anything about quality of life. And that's what we want to be focusing on. If you have that diagnosis of cancer, we talked about this last week, if you have that diagnosis of cancer, that horrific diagnosis, what you want to focus on is feeling stronger and better. And that means supplementing. That means changing the way you eat. That means intermittent fasting. That means caloric restriction. That means intravenous vitamin C, perhaps, intravenous glutathione, slow, deep breathing techniques, yoga, mental and emotional strategies, improving heart coherence. Check out my moment of truth today where I talked about heart coherence. And don't underestimate the spiritual connection. It means using your disease state, whatever it is, and that doesn't have to be cancer, as an opportunity to reacquaint yourself with spirit, reacquaint yourself with the spiritual dimension, or acquaint yourself. Some people never have acquainted themselves. Reacquaint or acquaint yourself with your spiritual connection. These are the underlying mechanisms that are associated with the disease state. And the link is the immune system. The link is the parasympathetic and sympathetic nerve, or the autonomic nervous system. The link is the vagus nerve. And this is what we've been talking about here, the idea of relaxing the body. It's what we always talk about, the idea of relaxing the body. Now you have something called a vagal theory or polyvagal theory, and there's all kinds of books. If you go on Amazon.com, there's probably 20 books, at least, on the vagus nerve and what you can do with the vagus nerve. I've been talking about this for years, for 20 years. I didn't call it the vagus nerve. We called it the relaxation response. The vagus nerve modulates the relaxation response. The vagus nerve is the relaxation nerve. The vagus nerve is linked to the brain. It's the 10th cranial nerve. It goes from the brain to the body. It is the link, the mind-body link. Anybody who thinks mind-body is not real needs to study up on the vagus nerve, the 10th cranial nerve that connects the brain to the body, the psyche to the soma. All right, I'm Pharmacist Ben. 844-236-6010 is our number. We'll be back after this. Okay, we're back on the bright side. Pharmacist Ben here. 844-236-6010 is our number. All our lines are open from the Bart's Heart Center in London. First-time marathoners turn back clock on vascular aging. How do you like that? Exercising helps your heart. Arterial stiffening, that is stiffening of the arteries, is a classic risk marker, a risk factor, I should say. Aortic age, they call it, how old your aorta is, the main circulatory vessel to the heart. One of the markers that doctors use to assess the health of the aorta is how stiff it is. The health of the heart, I should say, is how stiff it is. Stiffening is fibrosis. Stiffening is when you have fibers and a wound repair. You have less flexibility. This is one of the ways we age. We stiffen. We turn to stone. We get harder. Well, it turns out when you exercise, you get a decrease in aortic stiffening, a reversal. Yes, reversal. It goes backwards. If you want to know one thing about health, that's what you want to know about. If you're not healthy, that's the word you want to understand, reversal. If you can reverse age-related aortic stiffening, you can reverse aging. Age-related aortic stiffening is a marker of aging. Healthy individuals training for the first marathon saw reversal in age-related aortic stiffening. Can't do anything with drugs, but you could do it by running. This is in the Journal of the American College of Cardiology. If the observed effects of exercise can be sustained, they could have major effects on the myocardium, that is the heart muscle, the kidney, the brain, and various other organs with a potentially broad impact on age-related conditions, commented Dr. Julio Chironos, MD, PhD, of the hospital of the University of Pennsylvania, Philadelphia. This is a medical facility. This is indisputable, people. This evidence is indisputable. You can reverse the aging process. You can reverse the dis-ease process. You can reverse the heart stiffening process. You can reverse all the markers. Not cure, reverse, go backwards. In biochemistry, biochemical reactions go in both directions. Biochemistry is about how A gets turned into B. Remember, it's all tinker toys. Chemistry is all tinker toys, except they're super microscopic tinker toy structures that are constantly shape-shifting and changing. That's biochemistry. Shape-shifting, changing tinker toys. Shape A goes to shape B, goes to shape C. But what is not recognized is that shape C goes to shape B, goes to shape A. It goes backwards. It goes in both directions. All biochemical reactions are reversible. They go in both directions. Turning the equation around, turning the arrows around is what anti-aging is about. And there's zillions of ways of doing this. This is just another study, another article that talks about this. This is so important, people. If you're dealing with a health challenge, if you're just listening to this program and you like chemistry and biology and health, and that's one thing. But if you're dealing with a health challenge, this is so important because just knowing it, just thinking about it, just believing it can have an impact, let alone doing it. Just believing it can give you power. Not that you're going to be on medication for the rest of your life. Not that your ultimate demise is written in stone. It's reversible. You don't have to run a marathon either, lest you think that you have to go sign up for a 10K or something. No, any kind of exercise will do it. Slow, deep breathing will do it. Oxygenation will do it. That's another major strategy for the cardiovascular system and for the body in general. All right, I'm going to get you one more here, and then we'll get your calls. Anti-diabetic medication reduces gout flare events. Why is this important? Because gout, the disease of kings, used to think it was caused by a drop-by-drop accumulation of chemicals in the joints. Gout means drop, comes from the Latin word for drop. Gout is a form of arthritis. And guess what? It's secondary to messed up blood sugar. It's the disease of kings because kings used to eat foods that raise their blood sugar. It's called the disease of kings. If you have gout, lay off the sugar. If you have gout, start exercising. If you have gout, move your circulatory system. If you have gout, drink more water. By the way, gout is now thought to be linked to heart failure, gout crystals. It's all the same. It's the same syndrome. Heart disease, whether it's gout crystals or not, arthritis, whether it's gout crystals or not, it's all the same thing. It's sticky, dirty blood, secondary to sugar, glycation, thickening of the blood caused by sugar. Treat yourself, if you have gout, treat yourself like a diabetic. If you have heart disease, treat yourself like a diabetic. If you're aging at an accelerated pace, treat yourself like a diabetic. Get on the glucogenics from Youngevity, or get on the sweeties from Youngevity, or start using selenium and niacin and magnesium. These are all nutrients that help your body process sugar, and zinc for that matter, and vitamin A. All right, 844-236-6010 is our number. Let's say good morning to our friend Barry. Haven't heard from you this year yet, Barry. Happy New Year, buddy. What's going on?
Yes, Happy New Year to you. I came in on the last of it. Were you saying that exercise can reverse all these things?
It's not like a one-to-one relationship. It's not like I exercise, I reverse my disease. These are part of a whole constellation of behaviors that you have to incorporate into your lifestyle. It's not a one-to-one relationship. It's not like you take this supplement and this disease improves, you do this protocol and this disease improves. Yes, you'll notice some improvement for sure, but you got to do everything. Is exercise important? Yes, it's extremely important. Doesn't mean you have to go to the gym. Just go up and down stairs. Just if you can find some stairs, go up and down the stairs twice a day. Walk if you can. If you're morbidly obese, take 2 stairs. Take 2 steps, I mean. You don't need a lot. You just have to put a little bit of stress on the body so it knows it has to work. That's what exercise is about. It's about telling the body it has to work. Civilization's great. I'm all for civilization, modern civilization. But what it's done is it's made the body lazy. So, and the ridiculous amount of calories that we have are available to us has made the body lazy. The ridiculous amount of energy that's available to us through calories and through sugar has made the body lazy. The fact that we don't have to walk, we can take the bus or drive our car to the store. We don't have to walk. We don't have to farm. We don't have to do physical labor. All of that has made the body lazy. When the body's lazy, it doesn't do its best work. Just like when we're lazy, we don't do our best work. The body's the same way. When the body has everything it needs, it doesn't have to grow. It doesn't have to repair. You've got to put a little burden on the body. That's what intermittent fasting is about. This is what caloric restriction is about. And this is what exercise is about. So no, exercise is not going to cure cancer, but it will definitely help you feel better and support the reversal of cancer. I'll put it that way. Okay?
Okay, so it supports the reversal of...
Supports the reversal. So strengthens the body ability to get rid of cancer. Improves autophagy. Autophagy, as we talked about a couple weeks ago, is the cleaning out, the natural cleaning, self-cleaning mechanism in the body. You get improved autophagy after you exercise. You get improved autophagy after you do all these things. After when you intermittent fast, you improve your autophagy. Between meals, you're even supporting autophagy. This is why you don't want to be grazing all day. You want to take as much time between meals as possible. So there's mechanisms in place that will activate, there's mechanism built in that will activate the body's repair mechanisms, and you can leverage that by stress, i.e. exercise. Make sense?
Yes.
You sound like you're not believing me, or you got a question about something. What's that doubt in your voice there, Barry?
Yes, I have another question.
Okay.
Arsenic in rice for one to be concerned if one eats a lot of rice.
Rice is not great food. If it's brown and whole grain, you're going to get some benefit from it. But there's better foods. If you like the taste of rice, it's probably the sugar that you like. But, I mean, it's better than a candy bar. It's not the end of the world. There's worse foods for you than rice. But you could certainly... your body wouldn't suffer any if you didn't eat rice. There's no such thing as a rice deficiency. And avoiding rice isn't going to hurt you. But on the other hand, a little bit of rice isn't the end of the world. We got bigger fish to fry than avoiding rice. All right. Well, you asked me something else there. Did I miss something?
Well, yeah, I have another question in regards to, because I know someone who has cancer. A lot of times you hear people talk about keeping your body alkaline.
Oh yeah, that's a big subject. That whole alkaline stuff. Breathing is the way God wants us to alkalinize. Oxygen is alkaline. Hey, I'm out of time, my friend. Nice to hear from you, though. Call back tomorrow. We'll finish up talking about alkalinity and acid. There's so much to talk about when it comes to health because there's so much involved and there's so much misunderstanding. Between that combination of so much involved in health and so much misunderstanding in health, you could talk hours and hours and hours about health and how to stay healthy and how to be healthy if you're not and how to stay healthy if you are. All right, that's it for now. Thanks for listening to The Bright Side, friends. I'm Pharmacist Ben. Have a wonderful, beautiful, awesome, spectacular day. We'll talk to y'all later, folks. Bye for now.